Good morning, this is Andrew Day until Adam Mackman turns up for the first game of day 2 of the British Women's Ice Hockey Friendship Tournament 2025. We just faced off between the Slough Sirens and the Blackburn Hawks women's side. Megan Beagle just picked up a 1 minute penalty for tripping, but that's just been killed off by the Slough Sirens team. And as yesterday, all the group games are 40 minutes long. We've got about 11 minutes left of this game. Both teams have pretty well just been sort of checking each other out at the moment. Megan Beacon warmed up there, but Hawks have taken off her and now on attack. Oh, looks like that'll be a tripping call coming up on number 17 now. And yes, Mr. Young scored a trip in against Slough Sirens, 17. Perry Edmondson puts Hawks on the power play. The Hawks are doing pretty well, keeping it in the attacking zone there. There's a missed shot there from 10, Rose Abbott. And then another shot from 53, who is Preston Jones. And the Hawks have just scored. Well, about 9 minutes left of the period, and that's Hawks going 1 up. Sirens trying to go straight back. 91 losing Matthias with a shot there, but went wide. And that opening goal from Hawks was scored by 25, Katie Fairclough. The Hawks back on the attack here. Maybe one Abby Yorker trying to centre it off, but it was blocked by the Sirens. 70 pair Edmondson's all going out. Takes a shot, just goes over. the only goal so far by Hawks was at 4:58, scored by 25 Katie Becker and Adam Smith from 81 Abby Rawcliffe. And the Hawks are pressuring the Sirens net there. Look like number 53, Preston Joe, and they're wondering if I think the Hawks thinking that may have gone in, but both officials discussing, but nothing given. Okay. And number 10, Rose Abbott with a shot that goes wide. So another 5 minutes. And that's maybe a bit lucky from the Hawks. It just goes through underneath number 54, Southland Helen Oaks, to double their lead to 2-0. Leeds Willoughby wins the face-off at the centre. And that second goal was scored by number 53, Preston Janone, and assisted by 88, Sarah Wilson at 8:59. As the Dale Sirens go back on attack, and number 43 there with Esther Haskins to a shot, but stopped by Natalie Hammond in the net for Hawks. Hawks win the face off, but Dale trying to battle back to win it, putting the puck. Lana Hutchison knocking the puck towards net, but picked up by the Hawks. No, the Hawks trying to clear, but by Lana Hutchison keeping pressure on. Got a shot off, but stopped well by Helen Oates. So we've got about 3 minutes of the game to go. Sirens are trying to battle back still, but Hawks are trying to get them away as well. Nearly broke away there again, Hawks, but stopped on the tracks. We're into the last couple of minutes now of the game. Now trying to set something up from the back again. Leeds Willoughby trying to get in. Alani Hutchison there, but broken down again by the Hawks. The Hawks are pressuring well up, not letting the Sirens settle here, and they've got the puck back. Lee Young on Hawks number 53, who's Preston Janone. But there's only a minute left of the period. Leeds Willoughby wins the face-off. But the puck goes past the blue line, so unable to keep it in. The Sirens are on the power play, but there's only about 26 seconds left, so it's going to be a bit difficult for them to get back here, but they are still trying. And that's the wrap for that game. It's a 2-0 win for the Hawks over the Sirens, with the goals from Katie Bearcroft and Preston Janone. Next up we have quite a high up the table battle here with Sheffield Shadows, which I believe are unbeaten, against the Bristol Huskies, the elite team. So this is top of the sort of table game here. So stay tuned for the next game.
So welcome to this game between Bristol and Sheffield. This one is going to be a really exciting matchup actually, in terms of this could well be the final. So the two best sides coming into this game, certainly Sheffield yet to drop a point, Bristol having only dropped 1 point in a draw yesterday. So this one promises to be a good barometer, shall we say, as to how they'll match up, and well, it would make for a great final if these two were to go all the way. Wallace Fennessy will put that one forward, chased down by Eleanor Shaw. Ellen Pereira-Mori works some space. Big save there from Jess Kinghorn. Charlie Farr making sure that she forces Jess Jones out wide. These two last played one another season before last, when Division 1 was still nationalised. Bristol finished third on that occasion in that league, and Sheffield were fifth. Beth Walden works it back. in. Big rebound from Jess on that one. Rolls wide. Such a close opportunity that for Bristol. They're applying the pressure, certainly now. That was perhaps the closest either team has come. Evie Corson it was who went wide. Controlled in front of a timekeeping bench. That's dumped back in. Gathered over on the far side by Hope Corson. Hope and Evie are twin sisters. A big rebound again from Jess, making the stop. And over on the far side, it's Hazel Wilson who will enter the zone, gets a shot off early. That is turned aside by Sophie Benson, who's got the start for this one. I was just having a chat with Gemma Davis before this game started, who has been the usual starter. I did say, well, you're not meant to be getting ready for a game. She said, no, Sophie's got this one, so she always good to chat with some of the players. This one's carried out by Rowan Yellett-Bilby, always impressed by the way she plays, as Wilson fanned on that a little bit as she tried to whirl that one towards goal. Carried forward. Sent around the boards there, and Bristol with a bit of time in the offensive zone. But it's been evenly matched so far, both sides having had time in each of the zones. One cleared by Rowan Yellett-Bilby. It's dumped back in. And gathered by Keely Walsh. Wide towards Hazel Taylor now, the GB international ball hockey player. That one's floated in. That hits Sophie up in the face mask, but rebound falls in front of her and it's away. But Sheffield trying to turn the screw here. Oh, that one's got in. Sheffield take the lead. I think it took a deflection because there seemed a distinct change of pace on the puck, and it trickled past Sophie Benson and into the back of the net. Not much she could do about that. As I say, it definitely seemed like a change of pace is what caught her out. So I would think there must have been a deflection or a redirect on there. But it's the Shadows who strike first. Wallace Fennessy strong there to battle for a puck. That one's dumped back in. Controlled by Jess Jones. Lexi Yellett-Bilby. Lexi having to come across now as it's carried in over on that far side by Mackenzie Kelly. Comes back off the boards. Back to a point now. Kelly, who's gone from the top corner of the ice back onto a point very quickly. So interchangeable, these players are so good at those zonal movements, as that one takes a weird bounce off the Zamboni entrance where the rejoin of the boards were. Evie Corson chases that one down as well there to win that puck battle against Charlie Farr. Big rebound off the boards. Evie Corson going towards goal, and then a big save once more by Jess Kinghorn. She'll cover that one up. And we're going to face off inside the Shadow zone. Eva Selassie controls the puck, will enter the zone, dumps it towards goal, and that will allow her team to get set there as Phoebe Gregg closes in. Katie Edgington having a battle on the far side. Charlie Farr using the boards to keep moving the puck forward. And then tipped out by Evie Corson as she pushes out, well controlled by Greg, who had to get back and defend, and then rides a challenge from Becky Osmond as she enters the zone now. Poke check coming in from Emily Benson, good defending from her, and that will see Katie Edgington move a puck out the zone and find Becky Osmond up along the boards on the far side. Controlled from the hash marks. That's pounced on by Robin Wilson-Barrett, though. She looks to split the D, and then the Huskies defenders closing the door on her there. We're going to face off just in front of the Bristol blue line then, with about 5:38 to go. Ellen Pereira-Murray will control. Oh, nice hands from her as she cuts inside. But good work there by Robin Wilson-Barrett to break that play up. Phenomenal work rate from the youngster, in fact, as that one's dumped back in. Leah Cheetham will gather. Blasts it off the boards, but it's picked off by Jess Jones, and then Cheetham regains and will clear. Beth Walden now controls on the Bristol blue line. Amelia Worth forward to Jess Jones. Puts back in off the boards, work behind the back of the net, and then Jess Kinghorn covers up. We'll get a face-off inside the Sheffield zone. And that keeps the pressure on them for the time being, as Bristol will be looking to try and get this equalising goal. That's dumped in. Afine Idiabo-Moses will close it down. Stolen back by Wallace Fennessy from Pereira-Murray, and puck will bounce just in front of the crease and into the corner. Over onto the far side. Lexi Yellett-Bilby closes in and makes sure she gets to the puck first ahead of the on-rushing Katie Edgington, who was closing in very quick, and then that one controlled by the stick and flicked up into the glove for Jess Kinghorn. She'll hold on. Eva Selassie will take the draw against Becky Osmond. It's the Huskies who come out with it, and Ash Loftus, was it maybe, with the effort over on that far side? No, Katie Edgington even. Oh, it was an edge. It must have been Ash, but wearing a different jersey. Maybe we've mixed the lines up. I think it's Aniko Gall who was actually on that right wing who had that effort before. Charlie Farr carries out. Has to go again as Becky Osmond almost stole the puck off her. Phoebe Gregg enters the zone. She's got 3 Huskies players with her while she waits for the support of her line mates. Sheffield, I think, we're in the middle of a change there, because it seemed to take an eternity for line mates to join the rush with her. Charlie Farr again, who's had a really good tournament. The young defender, she's developing well. Aged out of the Shadow 16s team a year ago. Very much a part of the Shadow setup. Shots deflected away by Osmond. So much hard work off the puck as well as on it, as Katie Edgington will pounce on the loose puck. Phoebe Gregg again working hard, sends it across, picked off on the far side by Aniko Gall, and then picks out Becky Osmond. The puck, well, stopping dead, and Becky's momentum wanted to take her forward. The puck wasn't behaving and wasn't going to follow suit. Controlled over on the far side by Jess Jones. Lovely little shimmy to pick out Edgington on the blue line. Again, Edgington gets around Cheetham, gets a shot off, deflects up and comes back off the plexi. Cacophonous noise in here now with air horns and chanting and everything. Great way to start the opening play of the day, and that's put home. Ellen Pereira-Murray with the equalising goal. Jess Kinghorn took an eternity to get back up after making the initial save, and Pereira-Murray had time to compose herself and fire home. And it's a 1-1 game. And Bristol, do they have time to maybe steal the winner? Becky York. Amelia Worth battling well against Rowan Yell at Bilby. Jess Jones gets a shot off. Comes off the fingertips of Jess there and into the netting. And we'll get a face-off then in the Sheffield zone, which Becky Osman will take. Osman with a draw. Shot from Emily Benson from distance, and Edgington almost crashing over rebound. Bristol really going for the winner there. Benson will gather at centre red. Rise the challenge from Hazel Wilson. That one comes through and covered up by Jess there. She'll hold on. We'll get a puck drop. I do believe that's the first goal Sheffield have conceded all tournament. So, well, it was always likely to be the toughest game of the group stage against Bristol, wasn't it? Let's be honest. But that will end in a 1-1 tie then. Sheffield dropped their first points of the tournament, but Bristol, they'll be happy that they've come away with a point from that, but they could well have taken both with the chances they created late on there. Next up we have the Ice Crushers against the Nottingham Vipers. We are underway here then in this one. Nottingham with a couple of entries into the zone. They've got a bit of work to do if they want to make sure they finish in the top four. This will be certainly a game that they will have earmarked to take maximum points from, I'm sure, given the way the results went yesterday. Into a neutral zone. Vipers will chase that one down, but the Ice Fishers will clear. McDermott over on the far side. Couldn't quite get any distance on the clearance, and the Vipers will now re-enter the zone. Ball dance. And the puck sticking there on Charlotte Sims. With Oxley will control now. Oliver Hashmarks gets the shot off. Lizzie Meikle makes a save. Shot just flashes wide. Charlotte Sims. That one goes through the blue paint. scrappy chances there, but Ice Crushers making sure Nottingham can't really get a clean effort on target there, and good defensive play from them. Nice hands there from Alia Hemming. Corner. Still a lot of pressure from the Vipers in the offensive zone here. Haven't quite got the breakthrough just yet. And then eventually they will get the clearance, and that will force Grace Ralphs to drop back, and Gather sends a puck round the corner to find Kelly Daniels. Sarah Kimber, centre and pass to pick out Natalie Chaplin-Smith, who was struggling that blue line but couldn't quite enter the zone, with again some strong defending from the Ice Crushers. Up there, and Nottingham just about able to keep it inside, and then they'll switch the play over to Kelly Daniels once more on that right wing side. She's got time to dig it out the corner, and then a nice effort on goal from Natalie Chaplin-Smith, just flashes wide of the post in actual fact, but put under a fair amount of pressure from the Ice Crushers defence. Good shift that though from that line, had a fair bit of time out on the ice as well. Controlled on this near side by Chloe Kaiser. Lovely hands from her as she dinks back inside one way and next, and that one on target, forcing Lizzie Meikle into yet another save. That one cleared. Collected on the far side by Michelle Croucher, one of the younger members of the Ice Crushers team, and good goal scorer for the Solway Sharks as well in Division 1 North. Kaiser working the puck along the boards. Amanda Murdoch doing a good job of delaying her entry along there and breaking the play up. The captain of this Ice Crushers team, also the captain of the Sharks as well. They have 4 members of that team in this Ice Crushers side, and it's Mo Muir, I think, is going to get a body checking call against her. I don't think it was deliberate. I think it was more of a case she lost her balance and just leant into her opponent, but the officials will see that as being a body checking call. A little bit harsh really on Mo. As we'll get a whistle on the players, Lizzie Meikle covers that one up then. Sarah Wilson, who plays for Blackburn, he just stood behind Mo in the box, and they're having a joke about it because Sarah is one of the defenders on the Sharks team as well. So those two are teammates. Big rebound, second save from Lizzie. And she'll cover that one up. Will clear the zone. Flicked on. Over on that far side, it's carried in by Liv Oxley. Shot from the board, she'll get a second chance at it. And that big deflection takes it away from goal. Amanda Murdoch again patrolling the crease area well, ushering the Vipers forward, away, up amongst the boards and away from goal. Dance. That one goes through the skates and into the corner. Yeah, Oxley rides that one challenge, still gets a shot off, but just dragged wide. Lower dance to Charlotte Sims, who winds one up. Now a breakout for the Ice Crushers over on that far side, who we are back to full strength now, of course. Nice breakout here by the youngster Alia Hemming. Over to shrug off that challenge, and she's still advancing here. Lovely play along these left wing boards, and still on the puck, gets a shot off, it pops up, big rebound. Kelly Daniels trying to put it home, but it's always difficult when a puck loops up like that and drops down in front of you. By which time she was right on Lizzie Meikle's doorstep, not really able to get anything on target. I say it's always difficult to test a goalie from that position. That one's cleared and rides into the Vipers zone. Not much legs on the clearance. That allows the Ice Crushers to try and capitalise there. Sue Nicholson blows a tire as she controls. Puck caught between her stick, I think, and her skates, and that one's cleared. McInnes forward, and then the Vipers, well, there's going to be a delay penalty here. No, I think it's delayed offside maybe. I've just seen the official's arm go up. That one's cleared. I was going to say, I'd missed something. I didn't think I'd seen a penalty. Daniels controls, enters the zone. Almost a turnover force there by Evie Walker. Chloe Kaiser controls over on the far side. Nice hands from her again, from the Netherlands, Chloe. As Mo Muir steals that one and will look to push out. Needs a bit of support. She was having to go it alone there. I think Mo looking at the officials thinking, well, you called a penalty on me for something similar to that. Why didn't you give me the advantage on that occasion? And you can understand why, as that one's worked back. Kaiser able to gather, put under pressure by this forecheck from Michelle Croucher and Mo Muir, and Chloe having to work hard there. Well, that one jumps back in. Mo is able to get on the end of that, but Nottingham getting bodies back pretty quick. Matilda Rayner did ever so well to get back and force a turnover just as Mo was about to turn towards goal. Oxley. Oh, puck not quite in the position to get a clean connection on it. Then she rifles one from an out wide, very wide position. But so far, Vipers unable to find a way past Lizzie Meikle. Some of these Vipers players would have faced Lizzie even this season in Division 1 North. Vipers did take one of the games in the 4-game series, but Solway winning the series overall. And what has been a very successful season for the Scottish club. Carried in by Oxley. Shooting opportunity maybe, gets a shot off, big rebound. Comes back, it's put home, yes! It's Helen Ingham. Puck fell perfectly for her, and she's able to steer it low into the corner, and that one beats Lizzie Meikle and perhaps could be the winning goal. But Helen, who last season was with the Grimsby Wolves, this season she's been playing with Nottingham, and gets her reward there. A delay before they restart the game, and I think Natalie Chaplin-Smith just pointing to the clock that was ticking down, and now they have stopped it. There's something of a time timeout being called by the officials. I'm not actually sure what this is about. It'd be great if we could have the refs mic'd up, wouldn't it, to actually hear what was going on. But yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. But Natalie Chapman-Smith very quick to say stop the clock. Oh, they've disallowed the goal. That's what it's about. So the goal is waved off. We'll get a face-off inside the Shark zone, which is interesting. So not entirely sure. Maybe the putt hadn't gone in, but it looked like it had crept in. I'm not sure what that's about. I really don't. But can't understand why they would wave it off. If it was for somebody being in the crease or goalie interference, then surely the face-off would have come out the zone. So that one comes in, deflects up. So Nottingham don't get the breakthrough. It still remains goalless here. And there's a fair few seconds that tick down while they were discussing that. Bit of frustration for the Vipers now. Chapman-Smith visibly upset as she goes back to the bench as they thought they got the breakthrough, and now time ticking on, time perhaps running out. Sarah Kimber tries one challenge, shoots on target. Daniels tried to go for the rebound, but Lizzie Strong there to cover that one up with a glove. And it will remain that way. Face off then comes through, and over onto the far side. Kaiser will gather. And then covered up by Meikle again. They're saying no goal once more. And we will get a face off on this near side. Shot towards goal. Again, it comes through. Turned aside. Big rebound. Attempted wrap around. Again, not able to beat Lizzie Meikle. And this one's going to end in a stalemate then. And the Ice Crushers with a really good result then against the Vipers. This one ends goalless. We'll see you all in a minute's time. And we are underway. Oxford Midnight, the more experienced of the two sides against the Blackburn Hawks. And straight away it's the Hawks who are having to defend. Oh, comes into the zone, and straight away a shot coming in, and that forces a save out of Stephanie Taylor, and we'll get a face off inside the Oxford zone. That one wound up from distance. There's a lovely little shot on net from Sarah Wilson as she dropped down almost on one knee to get under it and really loft one towards that blocker side post, but just flashed wide. Over on the far side now, Charmaine Coles rides a challenge and the Midnight's looking to counter. Nice interchange between Charlie Clements and Charmaine Coles. Those two have a really good understanding with one another. Comes off the boards and will fall nicely for Preston Jeno. Rides that challenge, gets the shot off. It was a rising effort, but Taylor still threw the high glove into the air to try and make sure that she had it covered. She was taking no chances on it. Over on the far side now for the Hawks is Abby Rawcliffe. Shot comes in off the left wing side. I think that come off the crossbar. Aspinall comes in. Leopold gets the return pass there from Flemington, but Oxford doing a good job of outnumbering their opponents on every puck battle. There was at least 3 players around her on that occasion, just crowded her out in the end. As that one comes in. Up on this near side. Pearson rides a challenge as Flemington's energy on the forecheck almost took the puck past her. Ruth Leopold switches it out wide. Flemington tips it into the zone and will chase after it. Banked off the boards and away, but carried back in by Ruby Riley. Riley again battling up on this near side. That one will come in on this Hawks zone and carried out. Riley will shift it forward and it will be carried in once more by Oxford as well, rather challenge Jodie Attrell it is, who was trying to get the team going. Ophelia Chesterman is involved today. She didn't play yesterday, so good to see her getting some ice time. Bit of a battle there as Oxford player gets bundled over from behind. Didn't seem to be too much in it though, as they'll push out the Coles. Preston Jeno in a deeper position now as she will control. Shot on net is blocked with the skates of one of the Midnight's players. That took quite a bit of a sting out of the shot for sure. And banked off the boards as this one still waiting to really catch fire, you would have to say. And with that, I'm going to take a short break and we'll be back with you shortly. And I'm back with you just as Oxford get the breakthrough then, and Blackburn had quite a bit of a play up until then. And the battle continues up along these near boards. Abby Rawcliffe it was, who the 81 for Blackburn, doing a good job of working her way through. There's a lot of traffic there, a lot of Oxford players clogging up on that left wing side, the old left wing lock that New Jersey Devils used to execute so perfectly in the NHL in the 90s. And the neutral zone trap as well. But so with 5 minutes to go then, Oxford have had a really good tournament up till now. They've got some impressive results, and this Blackburn side have been strong as well. So this will be another good result for them if they're able to collect the 2 points. Battle along the corners, cleared, just about kept inside there by Rose Abbott, but then again getting outnumbered as the Oxford players pushing out Chesterman, doing a really good job in fact. Comes them over to his near side and then blasted clear. Sarah Wilson will skate back. Bit of urgency in Blackburn's play, of course, now that they're chasing the game and are a goal behind. That one's closed down by Clements. Good on the forecheck. Sarah Wilson even controls that with her foot. She used to go by the name of Sarah Butler before she was married, I believe that was her maiden name. Preston Jeno strides forward. Ooh, blows a tyre there just as she was about to enter the zone, and that's going to allow Oxford to push out here. It's almost a 2-on-1. And they'll score to make it 2. Rose Abbott was doing all she could to try and get back to make something of a defensive play, but Oxford entering the zone with pace, and that was a good finish, and they've spotted themselves a 2-goal lead now as they have about 3 minutes left to see this one out. Cleared from Pearson. Blackburn will look to re-enter his zone. Good defensive play there though by Lauren Summers to prevent the entry into his zone. Now Rachel Pearce will get a shot off from distance and force Stephanie Taylor into the save, and she will hold on. So we're going to face off inside the Oxford zone then with 2:22 to go. Back to the near side, Flemington to the point, and Greenwood across, fired in from distance by Abby Rawcliffe. Covered up by Taylor, and we'll go again. Again, well worked from the draw. It was Charlie Clements who took the face off for Oxford, and that will force Blackburn to retreat. Leopold from centre red switches a play out to Rachel Pearce. The puck bouncing off the boards just fell behind her, so she had to delay her entry into the zone, and that allows Oxford now to clear. Going to be pushed out, and Jen Greenwood will chase it down. A minute 18 to go. Blackburn still hoping to try and salvage this game, but They're running out of time to do so. Clements. Lovely hands from her, and well taken by Natalie Hammond there, who was able to juggle the puck as she flicked it up off her stick. And that will be held on to. We're going to face off over on the far side then. Megan Fairbank with the draw for Blackburn. And Oxford put that one home. And that will put the exclamation point on it. Lauren Summers with a fantastic finish at the back door. That's 3-0. So that will be cleared out the zone and shoots into her own bench there, but it's late in the game anyway, so it won't matter. That's it, all done and dusted, and Oxford will claim a 3-0 win. Next up we have the Cambridge Kodiaks against Bristol Huskies Div 2. Well, we're ready for the face-off then. Julian Mabry will take the draw for Cambridge against Carly Bartlett of Bristol. Lucy Milton battles along the near boards, squeezes herself between a couple of Huskies players and the boards, in fact, to get on the end of that puck. Her tenaciousness and her competitiveness, so inspiring. That one loops up off the plexi and away. Ooh. Slip there allows Bristol to get in, but good strong save by Alice Beardmore will prevent that and prevent the goal, as Cambridge will look to push back out. Poked clear. It's collision at mid-ice. Hamilton taking a bit more time to get up. He's normally a goalie, so perhaps not as familiar with getting those sorts of challenges as a lot of the outskaters, as that one will be gloved by Huskies goalie Rachel Alexander. I'm going to face off inside the Bristol zone. Christina Ashley, the Canadian-born centre for the Kodiaks, will take the draw, and from the puck drop takes the puck into the corner. That one comes through. Holland, big save there from Alexander once again, with Holland's shot coming through traffic. Holland rides a challenge, advances through the slot, but then shot on the turn from Ashley. Good save by Alexander. We'll get a face-off again inside the Bristol zone, but both sides using the opportunity to go for a change here. Orla Golden will take the draw on this line for Bristol against Catherine Leake of the Kodiaks. Orla Golden, one of the younger players on this Bristol team, but great story as well, as she's developed through the junior development in Bristol and really cemented her place in the side and continues to develop well. Impressive last season, in fact, when this Bristol side made their debut in the competition. Shot through traffic again. Alexander certainly the busier of the two goalies right now, as Claire Lebry controls just at the end of the Bristol bench and doing a good job there on that matchup with Chiranova. Centering pass out front towards Yoa Hoshizaki and worked well as she dug it back out the corner. Shot from Leek on the backhand, and Alexander will make that save, covers it up, will get a third straight face-off inside the Bristol zone, and that will be the third different lines we've seen. Bartlett against Mabry on this one. Mabry with a draw. It's a nice clean draw on the backhand, and it comes through for Milton to chase that one down. Gets there ahead of the Huskies defender and with a space to work with. Such a great player to watch, Josie Milton. I'm a big fan. You just think the development she's made. I don't even think she's 17 yet, but when you've seen the way she's developed from when she first started at Peterborough to now, she's come a long way in a very short space of time. And she's an exciting player to watch. Mabry will take the draw. Controls nicely. American-born player. Thought about shooting from a high slot. Did get a shot off, and I think in the end, Carly Bartlett did well to get a stick on the end of that one, just to block it and help tip it over the top of the bar. Manfield will her shots charged down by Angela Nardone. On the far side is Emily Crudginson for Bristol, who helps relieve the pressure. They've been camped in their zone for quite a few minutes now, as Milton will look to enter the zone with pace here. She's cutting through three players. Can she get the shot off? She will. Forces a blocker save out of Rachel Alexander and into the corner. This is a really exciting game, actually. There's a lot of pace to it. It's played at a really high tempo. Cambridge playing with a bit of meaning, I think, today. They've got some ground to make up if they want to make the final four, the top four, and really having to play on the front foot. Carried out by Crudginson. Mabry comes back and breaks the play up. Beth Wilson-Romano switches the play out wide. That one will be cleared on the far side by the Huskies. And Olivia Carey. Nice poke check coming in there from Bethan Worth. That one's charged down. Christina Ashley will enter the zone. Shot from a high slot, forces a blocker save, and quickly turned aside by Rachel Alexander to get it away so that the rebound couldn't be put home. With Ashley once more. Nice hands there from the Canadian as she slips the puck out wide. A shot from an acute angle. As Cambridge really starting to turn the screw. Puck will come back out into a neutral zone as Bristol will work hard on that far side. Chloe Hodge it was, who's battling well for the Huskies. Ashley re-enters the zone, cuts back through from the hash marks towards goal, gets the shot off, but nice save by Alexander. She got a piece of it and was able to turn it aside. Ashley will regain the puck, and she squeezed that one home. It's gone in. Only Ashley saw that one in. It looked impossible because it looked like Alexander had got the pad stacked to cover off that angle, but somehow she was able to squeeze that one home. She spotted it had gone in. The celebration told us a story that she had found the breakthrough, and the Kodiaks have a 1-0 lead, and in the end that pressure told. Nice work by Chiranova, and now Hoshizaki. It's a shot off and beats Alexander on the glove side. It was a fiercely driven effort from an acute angle, and I think it caught her between glove and pad, and very quickly the Kodiaks turn that into a 2-goal lead. So often you see that once a team's resolve is broken like that, you'll see a few goals go in quick succession, but Bristol have done so well up until now, soaking up all that pressure. Now Chiranova will go on the attack. That one comes towards on the short side, but Kodiak's able to carry out almost Hoshizaki, but then can't hold on. Nice work here by the Huskies. And the number 26, Rudge. Comes across to Catherine Leek. That one just rides across the top of the high slot. Leek will collect off the boards as she battles with Angela Nardone. side. It'll be controlled by Josie Milton. Easily identifiable in that different jersey to everyone else, but she's got a very unique skating style, I find. Again, works her way out of a tight space there. Still with Milton, she'll go it alone, taking on 4 players right now. She's almost boxed in, she'll be forced wide, still gets a shot off, and did ever so well to force a save out of Rachel Alexander, and by her side on offensive zone face-off as a team were in the middle of a change there. Good play there by the forward. Ledbury fires one in. Oh, it's just stabbed wide. Nardoni, and then Ledbury comes across. Green over on the far side. Cleared from behind the back of the net, comes back to Walker. And sent across. Gathered on the far side by the Huskies, number 58, Evie Hunt. Top battle continues in the corner. Milton comes out with it. Mabry's open. It's just behind her, but she's able to carry that one into the zone. Cuts onto her backhand. Of course, Y gets a shot off, almost squeezed home. And Alexander did well to recover to make the stop. The game remains to be open, and Bristol are breaking out quite nicely when they get the opportunity. Manfield digs it out from the boards. That'll be cleared, but only as far as Ashley fires and scores. And that is 3-0 Kodiaks. And a sniper's finish there from Christina Ashley. 4 minutes to go, and it's a 3-goal lead now. Shot comes in. Took a little deflection off a Bristol player on the way through, but Alexander with the low glove save. She'll hold on. We're going to face off inside the Huskies zone. 3:36 to go now. Ashley will stay out there for the face-off then. Against Bethan Worth. And Ashley rides a challenge and scores, and that's a hat-trick marker as she rings that one home off the inside of the pipes on the glove side. And a hat-trick for Christina Ashley in a very short amount of time. Nice win by Catherine Leake at the face-off against Orla Golden. Work back, shot comes in, that's cleared out of the blue paint there. Good defensive play by Jones, it was, who was back there. Shot comes in, that's a nice effort there by Churanova. She followed in for the rebound, but Alice Beardmore was really strong and was able to cover that one up and not give up any rebounds. She was impressive considering the power on that shot. By Josie Milton on this near side. Cleared by the Kodiaks. They'll push out again inside the final 2 minutes. Julia Mabry shrugs off a challenge and comes in on the short side, blocker side, with Olivia Carey keeping her under pressure. Mabry cuts through the hash marks and works it back out to Hambleton on the point. Control on the far side. Nice work there by Rudge. Maybury turns in the mid slot, gets it towards goal. Milton tried to put home a rebound. She'll collect the puck. Milton again. And then cleared at the second attempt by Rudge, and she'll push out now. Hamilton has to come across, which he'll deal with inside the final minute. Lovely pass forward there to release Rachel Holland on the left wing. She winds up from distance, comes back off the boards. Christina Ashley comes back off the boards again and goes short side, top shelf, glove side, and it's 4 for her and 5 for the Kodiaks. And, well, Christina, who came in for the last 2 games last night, was warming up. Well, she looks on fire right now. 4 goals. And what a talent she is, and it's great to watch her play. It really is a privilege to call her games. Inside the final 11 seconds, is there time for one more, perhaps? Almost. Yes, it has been put home. Ashley did get the tip there. Went 5-hole, I think, between the pads. It's 6 different Kodiaks, and 5 of those goals went to Christina Ashley. Next up for you, we have Lee Valley Vampires and the Huskies Elite. So we're just about ready for puck drop then. The Becky Osmond line will start and get us underway for the Huskies. With the Hannah Watson line starting for the Vampires. They've only got 2 lines and 2 D pairings, but they've been working well, the Vampires. They've been competitive. Henrietta Telford. She'll send it around the boards. I think it comes off the back of the goal frame and collected by Katie Edginton. Sends it across. It'll be gathered by Becky Osmond once more. Osmond will shoot pass from the hash marks. And Edginton drives that one in low, glove side. And they took all of about 32 seconds to get the breakthrough there, the Huskies, as they have a 1-0 lead. Both sides change it up. The Jess Jones line out there now for Bristol. The Ella Yakema line for the Vampires, who don't seem to have their little bat ears today, which is a shame. They done a nice touch yesterday, a nice bit of fun. Beth Walden slips as she drives that puck just wide of the goal, but helps set up a team in an advanced position in the zone. LJ Furinger dealt with nicely by the Bristol defence and Mackenzie Kelly. Vampires will carry out with Yakema. Christina Martinson, who's really impressed me over the weekend. There's some good signs here that the Vampires will be competitive next year. Henrietta Telford driving forward from the back. In the end gets outnumbered. Good strong defending there by Emily Benson. And the puck goes into the corner. Hope Corson comes out with it. Watson stealing it back. Gary shoots from a high slot. turned aside by Sophie Benson, who I believe has got the start again in net, actually, or is it Gemma Davis? I can't quite see the number as that one is carried out, banked off the boards there by Evie Corson. Amelia Worth gets a shot off, Henrietta Telford with the block, and it'll be chased down in the corner. Lehman, who's out there as well. She's a vital part of this line. It's a really exciting third line that the Huskies can ice. It is Sophie Benson who's got the starting goal. She looks a lot taller though from what I remember playing at the playoffs. She's very similar in size to Gemma Davis, in fact, certainly from here anyway, as that one is sent into his own. Huskies looking to build. Since giving that goal up, Vampires have settled down nicely and, as I said, had some time in the offensive zone themselves. So it's been pretty evenly matched since giving it that goal 32 seconds in. Telford, play Welford even, trying to work it over on the far side. Picked off. Welford will leave it. There's a Welford and a Telford on the Vampires side. And Becky Osmond sets up Ash Loftus, who slots home with 10 minutes to go, and it's 2-0 Huskies. And Becky with a fantastic piece of play there to pick out our line mate for a simple finish in the end. Watson, nice hands from her, over onto that far side. That one loops up and it'll be gathered by Martinson on the far side. And Zhang it is, who wears the number 66 for Lee Valley, doing well. Well, she's still got the bat ears on, hasn't she? That one is turned aside by Benson. It'll be gathered by Mackenzie Kelly, and that's sent around the boards. Nice hands there by Edgington to release Becky Osmond. She'll enter the zone, but forced back by some strong defending there by the Vampires. Edgington shrugs off a challenge, gets a shot off. Ash Loftus trying to squeeze that one underneath the pad of Abby Owen. If she could have got it round there, she would have had the simple task of slotting into an empty net once again, but Abby Owen with some strong work on the pads. She's put a stick up on the net for the time being. I don't know if she's not happy with it, and she would rather just go with a glove and a blocker right now, and she's made another stop there. I don't know whether the stick's damaged or something, or she was trying to readjust her glove, and she's got it back now, but she certainly had to move it out the way and put it on top of the goal for a few seconds there. Perhaps she wasn't happy with some part of her equipment just for the time being. One is blocked well. Comes back over onto his near side. Gall will gather. Nice pass out wide. Pereira Mori will collect off the boards. Telford will stick with her as best she can, because Ellen Pereira Mori is quite difficult to control. Got good height, and she's very graceful on the puck. A lot of fast skating as well. Very difficult to defend against. Jess Jones. Nice hands from her as she drops the puck off to Gall at centre cross. Benson sends it towards goal. That'll be covered up by Abby Owen. And we're going to face off inside the Vampire zone then. Still a 2-goal game, so Bristol not running away with it by any means, and Lee Valley doing a really good job of keeping them honest, I think. From the draw, it's Evie Corson who took the face-off for the Huskies. Mackenzie Kelly controls. Sent around the boards once more. Amelia Worth will go into the corner and does well to get there ahead of her opponent, and even matched her in physicality there as he tussled for a puck. Worth still with the puck there. Corson pokes it back into a corner. Back for Worth to deal with, taking 2 Vampires players with her. Furringer. Switched out wide. It'll be collected by Mackenzie Kelly. Watson will pick that one off on her own blue line and will look to push out. Martinson. Furringer. Yeah, she was off, so Martinson wasn't, but one of her teammates was coming back from an offside position. So I think it was Watson, Hannah Watson, who was offside. She hadn't got back over the blue line before they entered the zone. But you can see that the Vampires are improving game on game as that one comes in. Nice stop by Abby Owen, who makes the initial save. It loops up and she'll cover up the rebound. We'll get a face-off inside the Vampire zone once again. Face-off over on the far side. Huskies will drop back. Ash Loftus it was who was back there. Now she's got a bit of space to enter the zone with. Nice defending though by Telford, who gets it away, and then Edgington looking to get their shot off. Will be saved by Abby Owen, who does well to shuffle the puck away from a dangerous position from the low slot and towards the boards. Now Bristol will have to retreat once again. Emily Benson in possession of the puck. She'll shrug off that challenge from Zhang and enter the zone. Watson sticking with her, forced into a corner here, Emily Benson, but she'll carry on going. Switching the play back over into the corner. Henrietta Telford will dig it out the corner as Welford looks to try and carry out, but stolen back by Ash Loftus. Drop back to Hope Corson. Over to the low slot area. That one's popped up and Abby Owen will hold on, and we'll get a face-off inside the Vampire zone once again with about 4:22 remaining. Face-off will take place on the far side. The Jess Jones line is out there for the Huskies. Becky York couldn't quite take that first time. She'll have to gather off the boards and then finds Jones, who steals in ahead of Christina Martinson. Back to the point, and Walden digs that one up and into the corner. Garl. McKenna comes across. Still the puck battle continues. It was right at the end of the Vampires bench, and Jess Jones now sort of keeping the puck at arm's length, but switching the play for Ellen Pereira-Mori. A quick look over the shoulder from the youngster. They're cycling the puck down low here, and Nico Garl will dig that one out. Pereira-Mori's open in the high slot if they can pick her out, but in the end it's floated into the corner by Becky York. Shot from out wide from Walden, and Abby Owen having to deal with that quite high up with 3 minutes to go. Furringer clears off the ball, collects off the boards. Walden will pick that one off straight away, but Vampires are able to get a couple of players into the offensive zone. Pereira-Mori turning on her heels and will go back the other way. Walden collects off the boards, put under immediate pressure over on that far side by Martinson. Will then get a face-off just outside the zone. I believe it was for offside. 2 to go. Still just a 2-goal lead for the Huskies. I think the Vampires will be quite happy with their performance in this one against what is an Elite League team, and will be playing in the Elite League next season. The hosts, the holders, the favourites for this competition. So, yeah, I think they'll be very pleased actually with their performance. And it all bodes well, as I say, for next season as they grow ever more competitive. It was just their first year last year in Division 2 South B. Always difficult as well. But they are improving and are well coached by Tom Parker. That one's picked out. Worth will gather and enter the zone. Rides one challenge from Gary, gets a shot off. Big rebound off the pads from Abby Owen. Minute 20 to go. Zhang, who battles well up along the boards. Lehman from the high slot comes back out. Fired in from just inside the blue line, and then that ripples the outside of the net. And covered up by Owen inside the final minute now. Nice play from Edgington. That one's put home, and it is 3-0. It was Becky Osman with the finishing touch. Coming up for you next will be the Oxford Stars against the Sheffield Shadows. And Edgington adds one more in. That will make it 4-0. I'm going to take a short break and we'll be back with you soon.